The lack of morality in the narcissist. Narcissism is a complex personality condition that can have profound implications on an individual's behavior and actions. One of the most intriguing and often problematic aspects of narcissism is the absence of a solid moral or ethical foundation. In this article, we will explore the relationship between narcissism and the lack of morality, seeking to understand how this characteristic influences the behavior and relationships of narcissists. The root of narcissism. To understand the lack of morality in the narcissist, it is important to take a look at the very roots of narcissism. This personality trait is characterized by excessive self-love, a constant craving for admiration, and a lack of empathy toward others. These foundational elements often translate into morally questionable behaviors. Missing empathy. One of the fundamental pillars of morality is empathy, the ability to put oneself in the shoes of others and understand their feelings and needs. In the narcissist, this capacity is often extremely limited or even absent. The narcissist is solely focused on themselves, incapable of genuine empathy toward others. This lack of empathy leads them to ignore or downplay the pain and suffering of others, prioritizing only their own needs and desires. Manipulation as a means of achievement. For the narcissist, achieving their personal goals is an absolute priority, and they are often willing to employ manipulation and deceit to attain them. This manipulative behavior is often supported by a lack of morality, as the narcissist is willing to break rules and ethical norms to get what they want. Manipulation may include lies, betrayal, or exploiting others without remorse. Absence of accountability. The lack of morality in the narcissist is also reflected in their reluctance to take responsibility for their actions or acknowledge mistakes. The narcissist is often inclined to shift blame onto others or deny any involvement in problematic situations. This lack of accountability can have a devastating impact on relationships and undermine trust in others. Narcissism and interpersonal relationships. The lack of morality in the narcissist makes interpersonal relationships with these individuals particularly challenging. Their inability to consider the needs or feelings of others can lead to deep hurt for those around them. People involved with a narcissist may feel betrayed, used, or abused, leading to a deterioration of relationships. Lack of remorse. Another key aspect of the lack of morality in the narcissist is the absence of remorse or guilt for morally questionable actions. While a person with a solid moral foundation might feel guilty for hurting someone or acting wrongly, the narcissist often experiences no remorse, or if they do, it is more tied to the fear of consequences than genuine regret. Therapy is an option. Dealing with the lack of morality in the narcissist can be extremely challenging, both for the individual themselves and for those around them. Therapy can be a valuable option to help a narcissist develop greater awareness of their actions and the consequences of their behavior. However, it is important to note that narcissism is often characterized by resistance to therapy, as the narcissist may have difficulty recognizing the need for change. Conclusion. The lack of morality in the narcissist is a significant and problematic aspect of this personality trait. Excessive self-focus, the absence of empathy, and a willingness to employ manipulation to achieve personal goals are just some of the characteristics contributing to this lack of morality. Dealing with a narcissist often requires a combination of awareness, clear boundaries, and, in some cases, therapeutic interventions to promote greater accountability and awareness of one's actions.